Welcome to Growing Chatham, North Carolina Cooperative Extension Chatham County Center's November 2021 podcast. I'm Tiffany Hancock. Here's our November holiday schedule. Our office will be closed on the following days in November: Veterans Day, Thursday, November 11th. Thanksgiving, Thursday and Friday, November 25th and 26th. Download the Visit North Carolina Farms app to find your local Thanksgiving meal. Thanksgiving is just around the corner. Are you ready? With so many food shortages due to various shipping issues, why not buy local? Several Chatham County farms offer online stores so that you can purchase your local foods from the comfort of your home. Some farms will deliver right to your door, while others will allow you to pick up your order at their farm. You could always head out to the farmer's market, such as Farrington's Farmer's Market, to purchase locally raised food. When you download the Visit North Carolina Farms app to your smartphone, you can freely shop any farm that offers an online store just by visiting their app page. For example, Little Way Farm here in Chatham County is offering pre-orders for their pasture-raised Thanksgiving turkeys until November 13th, 2021. Once you download the Visit North Carolina's Farms app, visit the Little Way Farms app page. From there, you can access their online store and pre-order your Thanksgiving turkey. This is not just super easy, it's also supporting local farms that grow local foods that we eat. For more details, just visit the Growing Chatham newsletter by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 1121. Chatham County 4-H has got talent. Last month, we announced that Haley King had been selected as a winner at the 2021 North Carolina 4-H Showcase of Talent, and Miles Pickus Photo won the North Carolina 4-H Photography Contest. Let's check out Haley's winning performance from the 2021 North Carolina 4-H Showcase of Talent.
Hi, my name is Haley King, and I'm from Chatham County, and I will be performing When There Was Me and You. It's funny when you find yourself looking from the outside. I'm standing here when all I want is to be over there. Why did I let myself believe that miracles could happen? 'Cause now I have to pretend that I don't really care. I thought you were my fairy
Congratulations, Haley, on a job well done. Featured in the Growing Chatham newsletter is Miles Picca's winning entry in the North Carolina 4-H photography contest. Miles entered his winning photograph of a monarch butterfly entitled King of Butterflies. His description read, "Monarchs are commonly kings. This is my interpretation of a monarch butterfly ruling the flowers at the Chatham Marketplace in Pittsburgh, North Carolina." This photo was taken at our very own Pollinator Paradise Garden. Great job, Miles. What a beautiful picture. Just visit go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 1121 to check out Haley King's winning performance and Miles Picca's winning photo. 2021 Tri-County Chicken Chain. Chicken chain participants received day-old chicks, raised them to maturity, and then showed them at a virtual event on October 2nd, 2021. While raising the chicks to adulthood, young people learn about life cycles, animal husbandry, money management, and more. Victoria Smith of Chatham County took first place for the 16 through 18 years old division in showmanship and project record books. Avery Edwards of Chatham County participated as a Cloverbud in project record books in the showmanship division. Congratulations, Avery and Victoria. Clover Creators 4-H Club leaders Lindsay Shore Wright and Jasmine Mendoza Sosa shares with us Chatham Clover Creators Create Excellence. 5 months ago, the Clover creators were able to meet again in person. The 4-H club members were challenged to a club presentation contest. Over these 5 months, they worked hard on research, organization, preparation, and practice. This month was their contest, and their youth rocked it. 14 out of 20 members did presentations or speeches. They had topics for mental health, alcohol use by teens, crayfish, climbing trees, car technology, and more. They had 4 judges who asked questions and offered encouragement. For many of the members in this 4-H club, this was their first time speaking in front of unfamiliar people. They had to overcome challenges and fears to compete. It was their time to shine. The 4-H parents watched their children present and quickly expressed how proud they were of their hard work. They supported their children, and the parents were able to see how public speaking is a life skill that builds confidence and knowledge. This experience was a win-win for everyone and another step in making the best better. Are you and your child struggling with the 4-H Project Record books? If so, check out the 4-H Project Record Book YouTube tutorial. The link is provided in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Join us for the Chatham County 4-H Leatherworks Club Interest Meeting. Want to learn how to make a leather belt, wallet, dream catcher, braid leather, and more? Join Leatherworks Club to learn these skills and others as we delve into the art of leatherwork. This will be a hands-on club learning about leather and the skills required to work it while making a wide variety of projects. This club is open for ages 11 through 18 years old. The Chatham County 4-H Leatherworks Club Interest Meeting will be held November 15th, 2021 from 6 p.m. until 7 p.m. at the Chatham County Agricultural and Conference Center, 1192 US 64 West Business Suite 400 in Pittsburgh. Parents are required to attend the interest meeting, so please register by clicking on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. 4-H Cooking in the Kitchen Thanksgiving Edition Recipe Book. Looking to try out a new recipe for Thanksgiving? Look no further than the 4-H Cooking in the Kitchen Thanksgiving Edition Recipe Book, created by our friend Courtney Stanley, 4-H Extension Agent in Johnston County. It's that time of year again, Thanksgiving for thousands. Chatham County 4-H has partnered with Mount Air Farms to help implement the annual Thanksgiving for Thousands program here in Chatham County. Each year, Mount Air partners with various local churches, nonprofits, and other groups to help get a complete, ready-to-cook Thanksgiving feast to families just in time for the holidays. As we work to assist Mount Air with delivering Thanksgiving meal boxes to families throughout the community, it would be an extra special treat for families to receive a beautiful one-of-a one-of-a-kind work of art from a Chatham County 4-H'er. Find your markers, locate your paint, grab your crayons, and let your creative side take over. There is a coloring sheet in the Growing Chatham newsletter that you can use to craft your creation. Submit your coloring page to the 4-H Cooperative Extension Office no later than November 12th at 12 p.m. and help spread joy to your neighbors during this holiday time. Pictures can be submitted to Ginger Cunningham by email to ginger_cunningham@ncsu.edu or drop off at the 4-H Cooperative Extension Office at 1192 U.S. Highway 64 West Business, Suite 400 in Pittsboro. Happy Thanksgiving! Teaching youth how to have gratitude. During the month of November, many of us take time to reflect and show gratitude to family, friends, neighbors, and others who play a special role in our lives. When we practice gratitude, we make a concerted effort to be thankful and grateful, and these are wonderful practices to instill in our youth. An article written by Claire Rudebush, South Dakota State University Extension 4-H Youth Program Advisor, on teaching youth to have gratitude to grow into caring community members. You can find this article in the Growing Chatham newsletter by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 1121. This month, Extension Agent Matt Jones shares some North Carolina State publications as well as a video, an introduction to tree planting, dogs and turf grass interactions. In the United States in 2020, 63.4 million households had at least one dog, according to the American Pet Products Association. Millions of these dogs find turf grasses appealing for exercising, as it is a soft surface for running and frolicking. For some dog owners, establishing a tick-free zone is the primary motivation for maintaining a grassy area in which their dog can play and exercise. If mowed regularly, the grass is not likely to harbor many ticks that might find their way onto their pet. For many dog owners, there is heightened concern about destruction of turf grass due to heavy dog traffic. As a result, they commonly have questions about selecting the best turf grass for durability, maintenance, appearance, and vigor. They also have health-related concerns about dogs related to contact with pesticides or eating of lawn grass, a common occurrence. Some typical questions are, what are the hardiest turf grasses to use in high-traffic areas? How do you deal with damage known as a dog urine patch? What issues are there regarding a dog's exposure to pesticides? Why do dogs occasionally eat turf grass? And is it harmful? You can find the answers to these questions by visiting the Growing Chatham newsletter and clicking on the link. Matt shares a video from North Carolina State University's Homegrown channel, an introduction to tree planting. You can see the video by clicking on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Well, let's take a listen as Dr. Barbara Fair, Associate Professor, Landscape Extension Specialist, Certified Arborist, as she gives us an introduction to tree planting.
So you can see here at NC State, we really get into our work. I'm up in this tree so I can show you what you really need to think about when you're selecting a plant from the nursery. That's the first point in starting any planting project. This is a London plane tree, so you're looking for a tree that's got a very straight single trunk and has a single codominant leader at the top. You can also see this tree has great branch structure and good branch unions, and that's another important thing to look for. If you were selecting, say, a flowering tree like a crepe myrtle, you might look for something that has multiple leaders, and that's perfectly acceptable. So you really have to know what tree you're looking for before you know how to select a good one at the nursery. The really other important things you need to consider are your site. What kind of soil do you have? Is it well drained? What's the pH? What's the sun exposure at your site? Are there any limiting factors like overhead utility lines or underground utility lines? Because those really need to be taken into consideration, not only with what tree you plant, but where you place it in the landscape. Those are really crucial things to think about before you do any planting whatsoever. And then, of course, how do you do the planting? This series is going to show you how to do planting based on current research information. So it's really up-to-date information, and that's really important to follow. So it may take a little longer than you're used to plant a tree correctly, but we really recommend that you take that time because you're going to have a much healthier tree in the long term, and you're going to have a much more beautiful landscape when you're done with all of that hard work. So get out there and do some planting and have a great time while you're doing it.
If you'd like to see this video, just visit the Growing Chatham newsletter where you can access it. Have you thought about purchasing a real North Carolina Christmas tree? There are many ways for people in North Carolina and around the country to enjoy real farm-grown North Carolina Christmas trees. Matt has provided some valuable information that will help you make the perfect choice for the perfect Christmas tree for you and your family. You can find the links in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Raising pumpkins in hues from orange to blue. It's that time of year when folks flock to pumpkin patches, farmers markets, and roadside stands in search of natural decorations for their porches and home. And there's an assortment of pumpkins to choose from, some of which trace their roots back to ongoing research at North Carolina State. So click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter to find out more about these pumpkins by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 1121. Extension Agent Debbie Roos has a lot to share with us this month, so let's get started. Small-scale farmers, farmers markets, food producers can now access $650 million in pandemic relief aid. Small-scale farmers, food processors or distributors, or farmers markets financially impacted by COVID-19 can now apply for up to $20,000 to recover costs related to the pandemic. The National Center for Appropriate Technology is helping food producers access these dollars through the USDA's Pandemic Response and Safety Grant Program. Applications are now open until November 22nd, 2021. To find out more, visit the Growing Chatham newsletter. This month's Farm Visit Snapshots features Poppy Soul Farm plus Apothecary. Grower Hannah Popish of Poppy Soul Farm plus Apothecary has been cultivating herbs and flowers at her 1-acre permaculture-inspired farm outside of Pittsburgh since 2017. A clinical herbalist, Hannah is passionate about connecting people with plants and provides holistic health consultations with customized tea and tincture blends. In addition to teas and tinctures, she also produces body balms, bath soaps, seasonal flower bouquets, and offers a flower CSA. Hannah holds a plant sale every spring and fall where customers can find medicinal plant starts and some native perennials. She also offers garden design consultation with a focus on medicinal and native plants. You can click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter to read more about Poppy Soul Farm plus Apothecary. Register now for Creating Wildlife Habitat with Native Plants webinar. The North Carolina Cooperative Extension Chatham County Center will offer a Creating Wildlife Habitat with Native Plants webinar as part of its Enhancing Sustainability series on Wednesday, November 10th, 2021 from 6 until 8 p.m. North Carolina Cooperative Extension Agriculture Agent Debbie Roos will discuss guidelines for landscaping with native plants and highlight some favorite trees, shrubs, perennials, vines, and grasses that benefit pollinators, birds, mammals, reptiles, and amphibians. Debbie designed and maintains the popular Pollinator Paradise Demonstration Garden in Pittsburgh and will share the plant list she has developed over the years and discuss tools for selecting plants that provide year-round habitat for critters. The cost of the webinar is $15 and pre-registration is required. To register, just visit the Growing Chatham newsletter and click on the link. Register now for Blueberry Production Webinar. The North Carolina Cooperative Extension Chatham County Center will offer a blueberry production webinar as part of its Enhancing Sustainability series on Wednesday, November 17th, 2021 from 6 until 8 p.m. Bill Klein, Extension Plant Pathologist and Blueberry Specialist for North Carolina State University, will talk about blueberry cultivators, site selection, and management, including planting, mulching, irrigation, fertilizing, and pruning. A follow-up webinar in December will cover pests and diseases. Registration for the December webinar will open in November. This webinar is free to the public, but Pre-registration is required. Please visit the Growing Chatham newsletter and click on the link to register. Benefits of shopping at your local farmer's market.
It is so important to buy our food locally, not only because it tastes delicious, but because it helps the local economy and the environment. When you shop at a local farmer's market, you are getting foods at their seasonal best. From the minute you pick a peach or an apple or a tomato or a pepper, they start to break down. Buying them locally is going to ensure that you get them at the very peak of their flavor and nutrition. But you're also supporting farmers because they only get 10 to 20 cents on a dollar when they sell to a chain store. But when you buy it locally, that farmer is getting up to 90 cents on a dollar because there's no marketing, transport, or packaging. So you're really helping that farmer. For more information on your local farmers market, go to the NCBA Farmers Market website to find the one closest to you.
Check out the video in the Growing Chatham newsletter about benefits of shopping at your local farmers market. Don't forget that Chatham County offers 3 farmers markets. Click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter to access their websites by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 1121. Christina Britt, Livestock, Equine, Field Crops, and Forages agent, would like to share some news with you. Check out the lambing and kidding sheet for beginning small ruminant producers. Lambing and kidding season is an important time for a small ruminant operation. Survival of newborn lambs and kids is paramount to the economic viability of the farm. The new lamb or kid crop is the product of investments and decisions regarding genetics, and the next generation sets the stage for the future of the flock or herd. During the period surrounding lambing and kidding, understanding and identifying normal versus abnormal behavior and physiology and knowing when to assist are essential to newborn survival, a healthy start to life, and productive individuals in the future. This guide is a simple reference for beginner sheep and goat producers experiencing the lambing or kidding season. It includes instructions for neonatal care. To read more, just click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Cow Camp 101, Back to the Basics. Join us for a winter-spring learning series, marketing, cattle nutrition, cattle identification, and more. To find out more about Cow Camp 101, just visit the Growing Chatham newsletter. Coming up is a respirator fit testing day. Chatham, Durham, and Randolph counties will be hosting a respirator fit testing day, November 5th, 2021, from 9 a.m. until 3 p.m. at the Chatham County Agricultural Center. Appointments are required. Please call 919-542-8242 to reserve your 20-minute time slot by November 1st, 2021. The fee information is as follows. Fit testing, $25. Fit testing and medical clearance form, $45. Please make checks out to East Carolina University or bring cash only. Also, please bring your respirator you intend to wear in the field. If you do not have one, we will fit you into a proper respirator so you will know which one to buy. There will also be respirators available for purchase at this event. For more information, please click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Equine Law Webinar Series. North Carolina Extension, Alamance, and Chatham County Centers are proud to present the Equine Law Webinar Series with guest speaker R.L. Adams from Carolina Equine Law. This webinar series was designed with horse owners and equine businesses in mind. Through this free webinar series, you will learn about several important topics, including equine contracts, liability, and insurance. These topics are important if you are considering leasing and boarding, hosting groups and events, giving lessons, and etc. Each webinar will take place from 7 until 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the following dates: November 4th, 2021, Equine Contracts 101, November 16th, 2021, Equine Liability and Insurance. Pre-registration is required. Please click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter to pre-register. Stokes County Cooperative Extension Livestock and Forage presents Fence School, November 19th, 2021, at 9:30 a.m. at the Rockingham County Cooperative Extension, 525 North Carolina 65, Suite 200, Reedsville, North Carolina, 27320. Topics include permanent and temporary fencing, fence law, economics, and utilizing and troubleshooting electric fence. Registration is required. To register, please visit go.ncsu.edu/UPRSFENCE or contact Kendra Phipps at 336-593-8179 with any questions. How to be a social media MacGyver. Farm branding for livestock producers coming up November 10th, 2021 at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What to post? How often? Join us to learn how to win at social media marketing to help build your farm brand. You can choose to attend virtually or in person. Please register online. You can find the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 1121. Ginger Cunningham, County Extension Director and Extension Agent, 4-H Youth Development and Forestry, would like to share some forestry news with you. Pine timber prices in North Carolina continue to rise in the third quarter of 2021. In the third quarter of 2021, both housing markets started rebounding from a slight decline in past April. In August 2021, U.S. housing stats were up about 4% to a seasonally adjusted annual rate of about 1.61 million units, which is about 17% up from last year. The lumber markets also started rising again in the last few weeks. To find out more, just click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Thinning pine stands. Proper thinning, which involves removing a portion of the overall stand of trees, can greatly improve the health, soundness, and financial value of your pines. Check out the publication in the Growing Chatham newsletter to learn more about thinning, why it's beneficial to thin, when it's optimal to thin, and how to go about successfully doing that. You can find the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. North Carolina and Virginia Firewood Business Workshop coming up. Join us for a day-long workshop for the firewood industry at the North Carolina Forest Service Jordan Lake Education Center on Thursday, November 4th, 2021 from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. This is both an educational and networking opportunity for firewood industry professionals. We expect to have continuing education credits for foresters for this workshop. Foresters can earn 4.5 CFEs. Category 1. The purpose of this workshop is to focus on the business side of the split firewood industry to grow sales and profitability for firewood businesses. Topics of firewood business management and marketing, financing firewood business, firewood processor equipment, dry kilns, and transportation issues will be covered. The workshop focuses on the areas of green splitwood, seasoned splitwood, and bundled firewood. We'll also cover an innovative firewood kindling product made from lumber shorts that most now grind for boiler, fuel, chips, and mulch. Harry Watt of North Carolina State University Wood Products Extension is the host of the Firewood Workshop and can be contacted at harry_watt@ncsu.edu, or you may reach him by calling 704-880-3067. For more information, just visit the Growing Chatham newsletter. Visit go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 1121. Kaylee Brown Lawing, Extension Agent, Community Resource Development, 4-H Youth Development, from North Carolina A&T State University. Chatham County Internship through North Carolina A&T State University. Chatham County Cooperative Extension will host an intern from North Carolina A&T State University in 2022. The deadline for applications is November 3rd, 2021. To apply, the student must be enrolled at North Carolina A&T State University in the College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences. Must be a full-time sophomore, junior, or senior at the time of the internship, which is May 23rd through July 28th, 2022, and enrolled for the fall of 2022. Academically qualified with a GPA of 2.5 based on a 4.0 scale at the time of the application. In possession of a valid driver's license and personal vehicle. They must be eligible to work in the United States. The employment dates are May 23rd through July 28th, 2022. This is a 10-week internship, 40 hours per week at $15 per hour. For more details, just click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. Coming up, the 2021 Grassroots Leadership Conference. In partnership with our Strategic Planning Council, Cooperative Extension at North Carolina A&T will host the 2021 Grassroots Leadership Conference on Wednesday, November 10th on North Carolina A&T's campus at the Extension and Research Farm Pavilion, 3020 McConnell Road, Greensboro. The conference theme is Adapting to Rapidly Changing Times. This year's theme will be particularly relevant to rural and underserved communities, food advocates, landowners, small business owners, 4-H, and other youth development groups interested in networking and learning about new programs and possible strategies to support planning program opportunities in their communities. You can register by visiting the Growing Chatham newsletter. The registration deadline is November 1st. We are in the kitchen with Tara Gregory, Extension Agent, Family and Consumer Sciences, as she demonstrates knife skills. To view this video of Tara in the kitchen demonstrating knife skills, just visit the Growing Chatham newsletter. Tara shares an upcoming virtual series. Blood pressure. Are you working to manage your blood pressure? Join a small group for 5 virtual classes to learn about eating to improve your blood pressure, cooking tips, and skills to help you prepare nutritious meals and snacks, and stress management techniques. In addition to the virtual classes with the Family and Consumer Sciences agent Tara Gregory, a registered dietitian, you will receive kitchen gadgets for practicing the new skills you learn, and will receive weekly vouchers to buy fresh, local food at a Chatham farmers market. Classes will be held once a week through Zoom for 5 weeks, beginning in early November. The day and time will be decided soon. Please share your preference for day of the week and time in the form that can be found in the Growing Chatham newsletter if you are interested in joining. If you're interested, space is limited, so click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter to answer a few questions. Tara will be in contact if you qualify for this program. Back to school snack and lunch tips to help you set up a system to make the process less stressful and more efficient. These tips can work for adults too. From NC State's homegrown channel, Back to School Snacks and Lunch Hacks.
Fall is coming, which means the kids are probably going back to school, and you might need help with some tips and tricks on how to pack healthy snacks and lunches. So I want to show you a system. This is called the bin system. You could use any bin that you have on hand, a shoebox, an Amazon box, or some of these clear bins. But the idea here is that everything is organized and in one place so that you and your family members know exactly where to go to pack the lunch or snacks. So with the bin system, it would be helpful if when you come home from the grocery store, just do all of this at one time. Have the kids help you, maybe cut your vegetables. They're packing the vegetables. They're packing the crackers in their baggies. And then they are involved in this process, and it helps your mornings go a lot smoother. Next, let's talk about materials. You could use any kind of vessel that works for you and your family. Maybe glass containers with lids that can be brought home and washed again. Ziploc bags work really well. Again, if you bring them home, you could wash them and dry them and reuse them to cut down on how much plastic you have. You could also use condiment cups. These are really helpful for smaller items that you may want to pack. And then of course, some products come already in individual sizes, like fruit cups or applesauce squeezies. You could also use food storage containers you have around, or even mason jars. Next, let's talk about what goes into the bins. So your refrigerator bin, we want to think about the My Plate and trying to capture all of the healthy foods on the My Plate. So fruits and vegetables first. Using containers like this and cutting up your fruits and vegetables ahead of time can be really helpful. They're all enclosed in here, they don't get squished in the lunchbox. Applesauce, fruit cups, and 100% juice make great options. And even fruits that are really easy for kids to eat, like clementines, are easy for them to peel, and you don't have to do all that cutting at home. Other options in the refrigerator are our dairy or protein options. Yogurts make great options full of protein. Just look for some that are lower sugar. And then of course, cheese sticks, a quintessential item in any lunchbox. High protein, really easy to eat, satisfying for kids. Other options can include hard-boiled eggs, hummus cups, even guacamole cups. Items for your pantry. So this is going to be mostly your dry goods and healthy starches. We want to look for whole grains, so things like popcorn. You could pop yourself and bag, or again, the individual sizes work too. Whole wheat crackers, great complement to crackers and cheese lunches, maybe with low sodium deli meat on the side. Even whole grain cereals. If you're running low on other types of snacks, these are crunchy and really satisfying. And then of course, we want to think about something sweet and fun to eat too. So portioning out things like trail mix in containers is really helpful, or even the condiment size for little things like dark chocolate or some chocolate chips can be a fun surprise for you and your kids. Other items to pack could be nuts. If you like almonds or walnuts, whatever type of nuts you and your family like, these containers work great for portion size. And then of course, peanut butter. If peanut butter is allowed at your school, you could use something like this, a smaller portion. We do want to think about the individual size peanut butters that can be really big, almost 4 tablespoons of peanut butter, which is kind of a lot to get through. So instead of wasting what you don't eat, try using these smaller containers. If peanut butter isn't allowed at your school, sun butter makes a great option. What you might not see here is a quintessential item to many lunches, sandwiches. Most sandwiches are just a bit better if you actually make them that day. So if that's the only item you're making that morning, your morning can still run really smoothly by selecting all your other items and making that one sandwich. So as you head into fall, just remember 3 things. A system, like the bin system. What materials do you want to pack all your items in? And then think about your My Plate as the basis for the meals or snacks.
Tara shares a homemade applesauce recipe. Looking for a simple, satisfying apple recipe? Try this homemade applesauce that can be eaten warm or chilled. Add to oatmeal or yogurt or on pork chops. Yum! Add fruit to any meal with this delicious and easy to prepare applesauce. Serve warm or chilled any time of the day. For your ingredients, you will need 8 large apples, peeled and cut into slices, 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, half a cup of water, 1/8 teaspoon of nutmeg, and 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Now here are the directions. Combine the apples, water, and lemon juice in a large saucepan. Simmer uncovered for 10 minutes. The apples will break down and be part sauce and part chunky. Watch closely and stir often to prevent burning. Applesauce should be thick. Add more water if necessary. Leave sauce chunky or place in a blender until smooth. Add cinnamon and nutmeg. Brandy King, County Extension Administrative Assistant, is thankful for planning. November is a month we all start finding ourselves a little busier than normal, as we know the holidays are right around the corner. If we take a moment and really think about what the next few months might look like, we can plan out a wonderful budget so we do not find ourselves overwhelmed during these upcoming holidays. Coming up with a budget will take a little work, but being prepared for all those expenses that seem to pop up in November and December will be totally worth that extra time that you put into making sure you have a financial plan for the holidays. Here are some questions you will need to ask yourself to prepare a budget. Will you be hosting Thanksgiving? Will you be making the whole meal, or will others be bringing dishes to help with the cost? Will out-of-town guests be staying with you for a few days around the holidays? This could increase your weekly food budget or have a few extra entertainment costs that are not in your regular monthly budget. Some families like to put a little extra in the budget to spread cheer on others that might need a little extra help during the holidays. Thanksgiving is a great time to talk to the family about plans for Christmas. Some families might decide that gifts will only be exchanged among the children, or one big gift from family members for your parents. Some families might decide that only handmade items will be exchanged, or no gifts at all this year. Sometimes talking about this subject can be uncomfortable, but knowing what others are thinking can really help you plan your budget and help with the stress that come with the holidays. The day after Thanksgiving is known for producing some great deals. If you are planning on shopping this Black Friday, make sure you put that into your monthly budget so you are ready to shop when all the deals come out. Taking the time to plan will really help you to be prepared and be able to enjoy your family and the holiday season. We wish you and your families a happy Thanksgiving.
Join me, Tiffany Hancock, as we step back in time to 1921. In 1921, Representative Lane had passed a bill making it unlawful to sell or offer for sale wild turkeys in Chatham County. On conviction, anyone that was violating this law, which was effective immediately, would have been fined or imprisoned in the discretion of the court. It is said that the wild turkeys were rapidly disappearing on account of the pot hunters killing them for sale. This article, Talking Turkey, How the Bird Made a Comeback in North Carolina, written by Andrew Moore from North Carolina State. In 1784, a year and a half after Congress adopted the Great Seal, Benjamin Franklin wrote a letter to his daughter in which he expressed his disapproval on the bald eagle, the national symbol. While Franklin considered the eagle a bird of bad moral character that steals food from other birds, he called the wild turkey a much more respectable bird and a bird of courage that would not hesitate to attack grenadier of the British Guards who should presume to invade his farm. Franklin never made his opinion publicly known, but his enthusiasm for the turkey is now shared by millions of Americans who feast on the bird for Thanksgiving every year. The wild turkey has also become one of the country's most popular game species, providing a number of socioeconomic benefits. Wild turkeys were abundant in North Carolina when the first European settlers arrived. However, in the early 1900s, the state's turkey population had dramatically declined due to unregulated market hunting and habitat loss caused by unsustainable logging and agricultural operations. According to Christopher Mormon, professor and interim associate head of the Department of Forestry and Environmental Resources at North Carolina State's College of Natural Resources. Early restoration attempts began in the late 1920s with the release of pen-raised turkeys into the wild. Unfortunately, the birds weren't accustomed to predators and extreme weather conditions. It wasn't long before they realized that pen-raised birds just could not survive in the wild, Mormon said. In the 1950s, several years after the creation of the North Carolina Wildlife Commission, the agency initiated a trap and transfer program that involved live trapping and relocating wild turkeys to areas where the bird had previously disappeared. Why do wild turkeys gobble? Wild turkeys have at least 29 different vocalizations, but only male turkeys, or toms, can gobble. They mostly gobble in the spring and fall to attract hens. Click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter to hear the variety turkey sounds by visiting go.ncsu.edu/Growing Chatham 1121. Here's what's happening from our community partners. From the Chatham County Council on Aging. Please join Chatham County Council on Aging, Chatham County Parks and Recreation, and the Chatham County Center of North Carolina Cooperative Extension for reflections and a dedication of peaceful pathways for caregivers. A respite park designed for caregivers and their loved ones, featuring guest speaker Teepa Snow. To dedicate our park and honor those with Alzheimer's disease, related dementia, dementias, and other chronic conditions. We want to remember those we have lost and the many who have provided and are providing care for loved ones. Wednesday, November 10th from 3 until 4:30 p.m. at the Chatham County's Northeast District Park, 5408 Big Woods Road, Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Chatham County's 250th anniversary culminates with grand finale fireworks display in Siler City. The Chatham 250 celebration will be coming to a thrilling close with the grand finale fireworks display taking place in downtown Siler City. Everyone is invited to come out for the incredible show Saturday, November 13th at 6:30 p.m. in Siler City. Sponsored by the town of Siler City. For more information, just click on the link in the Growing Chatham newsletter. From the Chatham County Public Health Department. The Chatham County Public Health Department, along with partners like Chatham County Emergency Management, as well as state and federal health officials, continues to coordinate planning and response efforts for any impacts to the Chatham community due to COVID-19. As news comes from the federal agencies about expanding eligibility for COVID-19 booster shots, the Chatham County Public Health Department continues to encourage more people to get their first dose as soon as possible. For more details, just visit the Growing Chatham newsletter and click on the link. Masks are required when entering all Chatham County government buildings. My mask protects you. Your mask protects me. Visit us online. The Chatham County Center can be found in several different places on the World Wide Web. That will do it for this month. Thanks for joining us. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Until next month, take care. I'm Tiffany Hancock. Gobble, gobble.